Hi everybody, this is Tina again. Today we are going to go back to Crafter's Companions embossing boards and we are going to make some really cute little purses. Now as you can see, there's quite a bit of depth in there. Now if you look up, see my hand, how big these are? These can be used for, let's see, you can put candies in them, you can use them for place settings, you can use them, make them for your daughter or granddaughter for their little dolls and so on. There's all sorts of types that you can make. Isn't that cute? So we're going to take this board, which I've got the name written on this side. It's called Ulti-Bags, U-L-T-I bags. And we have a couple different patterns on it. Can you see? Actually, we got a couple different patterns on both sides. We have the bag that's just curved, which ended up looking like this. We have the other side, which has the bag that has the scalloped edges, which looks like this. And on the other side, we have a couple bags where you can either have the long scalloped top like this. As you can see, that goes all the way down, or you can have the short scalloped top. And you're going to say, okay, Tina, you've got that, but there's only one side that's like that. Simple. Now, I could use 12 by 12, but my 12 by 12 is real flimsy. So I'm using a regular piece of cardstock, and I'm going to meld two pieces. So I've sprayed this Stick and Spray by Crafter's Companion on there. Crash Test Dummies has used something called a basting spray. She's recommended that for stuff like this, and also I saw somebody else using some Krylon temporary stick spray. These are great for this. It's great for stencils. Sorry, just drew a blank. And what it does is you spray it on your plastic template or whatever, or stencil, and you put your paper on. The paper sticks to it, but it doesn't, grab that it's going to rip the paper, and the adhesive does not stick on it. However, that being said, I goofed earlier. Not this time, but prior, I had sprayed way too much. You're only supposed to use little bursts, and it did actually stick to the cardstock. All I did was take my Xyron adhesive eraser and run it across, and it, oh, don't you love that? Sorry about that. All you do is you take your Xyron adhesive eraser and just rub it over it, and it's gone. Okay, so obviously I can't see what's on the other side. Since I've got the adhesive sprayed down there, I can lift this up and see where this is going to start. Can you? Right there? So I'm using wax paper because it'll make it just glide. Okay, let me get in the channel here. It always helps. And I'm doing the actual bag that has just the curve, just for time's sake. And I know it goes up only because I've done it a couple times. And then over to here, sometimes it's worse going through that. It does make it go faster, but sometimes you lose track of where you are. Now, I showed you when I was doing the birdhouse that a lot of times you will not see, if you go off like I did there, you will not see it on the other side. And I'm going to, there we go. That's that part. Okay, so now if I want to do this one, what I would do is just fill in all the lines, which I know there, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little teeny bitty indent. You see it right there? And I'm just going to follow that across. And I know there's one right there. I can see it. So now I've got all the lines except for right there. And it's really, after you've done one, it's really easy to find. So that's basically that whole side right there. I'll show you it on this side. And look, that did stick on there a little bit, the adhesive. So I'm going to make a little bit of noise here. Get out my eraser. And this is a very well used eraser. I just redid all the spray on there. And then just rub it off and it's gone. Okay, now as I was saying, you would do this not once but twice. So I would just take this other part, do the same thing, cut it out, use an X-Acto knife on this part, and you've got the basis for it. So let's say we've done that. All right. We would end up with, and I did this with the scalloped one, we would end up with something like this. Now I will tell you, this is another epic fail. I took some El Cheapo glitter glue and brared it on. Really loved the looks, but boy, it was difficult to get it to emboss on this because it wanted to slip around, because you know how glitter is with any kind of adhesive. So I finally got one right and took the other one and cut it out by laying it together, and then laid it back on the board and put in all the embossed marks for the seams. So that's what I did with that one. Now, as you noticed, I didn't cut this all the way out. And I was going to do that on one of these and forgot. Imagine that. Because what you can do is you'll make a little closure on the top. All right, this morning I sanded these down and I put tape on this. So to speed up the process. And now I will tell you that am I in frame? I will tell you that I normally use glue. And I don't know how well the glue would work. It probably would have been all right since I did sand it down, sand off a lot of the glitter and made it a little bit rougher and less rougher at the same time. Okay, I'm just making sure this red liner tape is all nice and stuck down so I can pull it up and off. You can use score tape, you can use whatever tape you have. I just have a lot of the red liner tape. Let's see if we can get this all pulled off. Let me see if I can pull it off correctly. All right, this is going to take the longest out of this whole procedure. And we've got maybe, there we go. And I just realized I should have put the red liner tape on the back of the embellishments, but I didn't. We could try glue. And actually, I should be doing that part right now. So why don't I? I have some embellishments that I apparently, right in front of me. Okay, I'm going to glue this on here. Now, are you wondering where I got that shape from? Look, you have all sorts of sizes of labels here. There, there. Then on the other side, you have them to fit this purse. I mean, it comes with everything. Let me grab my glue. You hear a lot of Ziploc bags. I do Ziploc bags. I should have stock in the company. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this on. Out of camera range, of course. I typically stand up and craft and not used to sitting down in a place. Okay, I'm going to put this here and try and not move it while it's still wet. And this is Fabric Fix. Fabric Fix and Fabric Tack are just absolutely wonderful for adhesives. Okay? I mean, they do not buckle your paper. They stick on dimensional items. It's just my favorite go-to glue. All right. So I'm going to get this one on, and hopefully we'll let it set for just a second. And I'm going to move this off while we're doing that and letting that set. And I'm going to show you something about this one. This is the one from the back, if you can see. And I had done the one with the longer enclosure. And by the way, you could sit there and put eyelets in there and put a little ribbon for a handle if you wanted. But I cut it out for the shorter one this time. And all I did again was trace around it, and I've already scored the lines and everything. However, we were having a slight crisis at our house, and I was talking to my husband and cut up too far. So, quick tip, just sit down and put your red liner tape there and I put a couple pieces of reinforcing cardstock, scored it again, and we're good to go. So, while we're waiting for those to dry, hopefully it's going to stay on there, I'm going to pick out the embellishments that I had for this one. Now, and then we will put this one together too, as this dries. This one should easily stick since there is no glitter on it. Okay, so this would be the back, because that's the front opening right there. And I know this is kind of plain, but I was just doing it for demonstration purposes. And then this would go up, see, because it would close like this. So this one has to be totally opposite. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to point out, which was the reason why one of the reasons why I made the oops, I wanted to point out to you, let me glue this on and I'll tell you. I wanted to point out to you that you get the board like this, okay? You've got the purse, everything there, and the lines go down, and I was looking at it, and I knew I had done this one before, and it took me a while. There's two lines right here, here and here, that you're going to cut up to make the flaps, see? So those flaps will go under. And I just marked my board. Alright, now we'll put this one together, because it should be dry by now. And what I'm going to do is just try to get this on as evenly as possible, because I don't have the leeway of glue. I have that red liner tape. Alright, and I did not pull out my scissors. Ah, they're right beside me. Isn't that amazing? Now, I know most people wouldn't bother, but I'm just going to make sure they're even on the inside and on the out. I'm just going to cut off that excess. There's one, and the inside looks good. Now on the outside, if you can see, there's a little bit of a mark there still where it's uneven, and I'm going to cut that down. So that's trimmed off. And I'll do the same on this side. And actually, this one doesn't look too bad. All right, I'm going to trim this over here. And over here. And then I'm going to flip it over. We have a very small smidge up here. And right here. And I did not put the red liner tape on there. Okay. Oh, whoops. All right. Creative camera filming. I apologize. Let's go back down to here. And you're going to see mistakes in filming here. I was looking for the red liner tape. Here it is. I thought I had this all prepped. I apologize, and I apologize for the camera slip. Now you can tell everybody what a great filmer I am. Might as well leave the mistakes in. Okay, so I thought I had this all done. I apologize. I need to put some red tape on these corners, and I thought I had done that and did not. So I'm going to put one here, And where's the end of this again? There we go. Yeah, well, if you thought this area is a mess, you should see what's behind the camera. Literally behind the camera, and that's why it fell over, because when I reached for the tape, everything fell over. All right, so we are going to, I hope I scritched that down enough that that's going to stay. And any excess I can roll back on itself. I'm going to burnish that down really good. And, well, here we go again. There we are. Burnish that down, and we'll pull these off. And pull this off. And there's a little bit sticking over, so I'm just going to roll that back. And this one. Much of this is the first time you've had a camera fall over while you're watching a video. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this and put it up here and just adhere it to the side. And the same over here, and try and get it about the same way in, and adhere it to the side. And the same over here. You see me when I'm, yeah. I'm going to adhere this to this side, and then finally adhere it to this side. Now what I'm going to do with this is I can take a little piece of Velcro, and you have a closure. You have a closure if I show it to you in the camera. There's a purse. That's how fast and easy it is. And this one is just folded up a little bit differently. And this is the only way I could figure that it looked good to me. So I'm pushing that in, that one fold, folding it back. I'm going to do the same over here. Exciting stuff watching me peel this. And put that over there and glue that down. And then I'm going to take the tape off here. I will get this. All right, there's that. Oh, yeah, and I had not put enough tape on it, so I put 2 pieces of tape. Now, like I said, I usually use glue with this. I'm going to try and take the tape off the bottom flap right there also. And I am going to bring this up, try and get it even, rub that on real good, and then bring this over, as you can see, and slide that in a little bit more. I think we got that, have that side, good English. All right, so I'm going to do the same over here. And take this bottom part off, the tape over here, show what I'm doing here. Come on, you're almost there. It's wanting to come off. There we go. All right, so obviously we've had the other one first. Oops. So this will be a little trickier, but I'm going to line up the bottom and push that red liner tape there, and I'm going to flatten this out to the side. Meet the sides, and I can put a little piece of Velcro there. I can decorate this more. I can put a couple eyelets there and put another handle there. But isn't that the cutest little purse? Now, if you're wondering where I got these decorations, okay, we had, like I said, we have these labels already on here. And look at all the embellishments you can get. You get banners that you can stamp on. You have tags on both sides and some labels, and on here some gorgeous embossing. Look at those embossing. and over here, and you can have buttons. I used one of the buttons right there. Isn't that cute? And then for this one, for the bow, I just use this off the Angel Wings and Fancy Things. Now, I must admit, I was doing this last night, trying to figure out what embellishment I was going to use. And if I had to do it over again, I would have used the bow, but I would have done it multiple times. Popped up the center, and these, I would have cut this whole thing out for the bow, and then cut it out again and just use this part over top of it, and leave these in the background, and then cut it out again and put the center on, and pop it all up. I think that would have been adorable. And then for the hearts, as you can see, they're here on this board, which is the Sweet Things. The hearts for this. And that's on the back of the board that I did the birdhouse with. And then we go to the butterflies. Now I did the butterflies both from this board. As you can see, here's this one, and here's this one. And this is off the Ulti boxes. Instead of Ulti-Bags, it's Ulti boxes. And then the flower. Yeah, I know I could have popped it up and did a lot better. Made it more dimensional, but I didn't. This is off. As you can see, there's several different layers. There's several different sizes of leaves. Okay, this is off the Springtime Sweets and Cupcake Treats. Why cupcake treats? Look at that. You can make some, we've got the cherries, the cupcakes. Now, I don't know, can you see this? Yes, you can. See those little lines right there that point in a V? That means you can take the corner of an envelope, let's say this guy, and I'm throwing everything everywhere. Let's say this is an envelope, okay? You've got that there. You can just sit there and make your envelope match, well, for heaven's sakes, there it is. Match your card completely. Look at that. Now, wouldn't that be so cute on the flap of your envelope? Can you see that? And they also have, look at these. What a great border. All those cupcakes. Or, well, this side is to make some different boxes. Those are the lid and the base. But I know I've got another one here that has a border on it. Right there. Look at the holly on that. So I'm going to close for now with that. And I hope you explore the Crafter's Companion embossing boards. Oh, I did forget to tell you that I don't work for Crafter's Companion. I just like their products. I know that you can get these at Crafter's Companion, probably Amazon. I know you can get it at paperwizards.com, and they're very reasonably priced. I mean, just think of all the stuff you're getting on here. Just tons and tons of things you can play with. Yes, it takes a little bit extra time because you're fussy cutting, but, you know, take it, relax, have a good time. I do want to tell you, though, on crafterscompanion.com, they have lots and lots and lots of sales, and sometimes they offer all the plates all at once, along with the ultimate, the actual unit that these all work with. Okay? Though you don't have to have the unit, you don't have to have the ultimate to work with these. So if you like this video, camera falling over and all, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Have a blessed day.